Hello there, fellow dazzlers and new players alike. Welcome to the second episode of Winds of Change, Klace Husky's new visual novel, RPG, whatever we're in for a game. It's currently in early access on Steam. I'll put a link down there if any of you are so enticed to check it out after viewing these wonderful gameplay videos. But for those of you who are just joining us, so last time we found out that we are a Seer in the fantasy village of Valinorth. We were experiencing a vision where Valinorth was under attack and set on fire, and there were some dealings with a rebellion and a Triumvirate that were going down, and the Grand Inquisitor of the Triumvirate, Sovy, attacked the village and attacked you and your two escorts of Valessa and Ulric, and then you woke up. He woke up from the vision and got greeted by a rather nice bunny boy. And apparently you are going to be, what's it called? There's a ceremony where you're going to be inducted as the official Seer of Valinorth. So that's where we are. Let's get going, shall we? Where was I? Oh, here we go. Yeah. That's been a while. Yeah. There we go. Oh, I must have accidentally clicked on a... We're just going right into the action then. One of my books on the creation of Alestia. August Velier is one of the most famous scholars in the world. By the way, this is our room that we're in currently. Or my room that I'm in currently. I tried to collect some of his works, but he wrote so much.
On Alestia's creation. There are many theories on when Alestia came into existence. None have any foolproof evidence and are merely based on personal belief and the conviction of the individual. The most popular, however, is the belief that the Triumvirate created our world. This theory is strengthened by the fact that no history or records of history exist prior to their rule. Therefore, the passage of time on our world is measured by how many years have passed since the first recording of known history, the Triumvirate's arrival. But, as the lack of evidence cannot be considered evidence itself, this is a topic of hot debate. The answer does not seem to be within our reach, and many scholars who dedicated their lives to this knowledge have since given up and moved on. As everyone on Alestia lives in a relative peace, these pursuits are considered a waste of time. If the Triumvirate truly did create our world, then we must thank them, for they are very generous and righteous gods. Perhaps one day, though, we will know the truth. August Veyer, there you go. See, I like it when the game tells you how to pronounce the names for you. So, now we're currently in a nice little point and click mode, and my computer chugs for some reason when I'm running the recorder and this at the same time. So I guess I'll just have to deal with it. But yeah, there's point and clicks, so you can kind of like click around and see what's up. And let's see what's here. Last time Fortaime came over, he left his journal. Of course, he has nothing to hide, and he's always open. I often benefit from his writings. He's smarter than he lets on. On scribes and visions. The scribe of Valinorth is a very important position, and one not to be taken lightly. Tasked with hearing and interpreting the visions of the seer or seeress, they bear a large mental burden. The spirits have their own language, and many visions are cryptic in nature.
As is usually how these games go.
Visions have become more clear over time. They started out as a mess of metaphors and confusion. It's almost as if, over many years, the realm of spirits has found ways to communicate more efficiently.
That would help.
This is interesting for many reasons. We must wonder if the realm of spirits is a physical entity, capable of growing and learning. There is no real explanation for this growing level of clarity in communication. It is widely believed that the realm of spirits hosts the souls of those who have left our world, but nobody has ever actually communicated with the dead or seen a long-lost loved one.
Until now.
Instead, these spirits grant visions of the future to those capable of witnessing them. Almost like a warning, they've helped keep Valinorth safe, and Alestia by extension. Either way, because the visions have become more straightforward, the scribe is more of a ceremonial position. Rather than carrying any real weight, it is just an attempt to continue Valinorth's tradition. Recently, Valinorth has given the scribe their own protege, someone to take over if the worst should happen. For this reason, I study valiantly under Valessa. Fortaime.
Or Fortaime. Whatever. I think it would have been cool if it was read in his voice, but Alrighty, and then you see down here, for those of you just joining, so when you go into point-and-click mode, if a section has books, it'll let you know down here, and you want to find books because they can open up new interactions with characters. So, like, let's say I run into Bunny Boy Fortaime later, and that subject comes up. Well, I may potentially now have more conversation options with him since I read his journal like a Snoop person. That little shadow is also characters I can talk to, but that person is not around, so I can't do that. What's this? It's a book on the true reach of the spirits. A very divisive topic, and one that's always debated.
The true reach of spirits. It is a widely held belief that plant life is a container for spiritual energy. Because this energy is so pure, residents of forested areas tend to lead a happier and more fulfilling life.
Of course.
While many are frightened at the ability for the spirits to influence our mood, they have yet to do so in a negative fashion. To this end, many people actively seek out homes in areas surrounded by nature and this positive energy. Whether negative or positive, being influenced with unknown intent is concerning to many people. It seems to be tolerated simply because the power helps in a beneficial way. What if the realm of spirits were to lash out and make us aggressive or worse? What if they are conditioning our minds to slowly bend to their will? At that point, they could make us do any manner of bidding. This is the thought that also keeps many away from such areas of Alestia. But as there are numerous large cities, finding a home that suits your belief is far from impossible. Many ask the Triumvirate to speak on this, but they remain ever silent on the matter. Is it possible that not even our rulers know the true nature of the spirits and their reach? August Veyer.
Potentially. Also, shoot, I forgot to... Give me a second here. Okay, there we go. I forgot to sign myself out of Steam. Otherwise, we're going to be plagued by what people are playing, and people might message me, and we don't want that. But that's interesting. Maybe, maybe not. I think the Triumvirate is being sneaky and hiding things. The town looks so peaceful and so quiet. It's a far cry from the way I saw it last night. Hopefully the vision was far off and not impending. Oh, you're probably wrong. This sword has been above my bed for as long as I can remember. It's ceremonial and really couldn't do anything in a fight. Fortaime gave it to me when we were younger. That's how we met. Well, what a darling fellow. Is anything under the bed? Nope. This carpet is pretty luxurious if Valessa gave it to me. It sure beats walking on the cold wooden floor. Scribes go all out when it's their Seer's birthday. I was supposed to gather bags of grain for Mylus. Valinorth is self-sustaining and we take turns harvesting. But I think I have something more important to talk to him about. Oh yeah, so if you may have noticed this cursor, looks like a little sword. The sword was talked about in the vision, and apparently Mylus, the elder of this village, has the sword that he got from the rebellion. So we discovered that in the vision, and so now I gotta go find Mylus and be like, hey, why are you housing swords of incredible destruction, boy? So... That's exactly how we're going to do it, too, just like that. This book makes me wonder, where did they come from? If the Triumvirate are righteous, why would they attack us? And they didn't create if they didn't create Alestia, then who did?
On Alestia's creation. There are many theories on when Alestia...
Oh, I clicked that already. I never watered this plant anymore, but it's still alive. Allegedly, plant life is a container for spiritual energy. It's odd, because in that case, plants are immortal. My cooking space is so messy, it's embarrassing. I'm glad Fortaime didn't stay and visit. It would have been lecture after lecture. Boy, howdy, do I know that. This bread is hard as a rock, but I guess it's better than nothing. I'm in a hurry, I'll grab one to eat on the go. I think... let's get moving. I think I've lollygagged here enough. So how do I get out of here? The map. You're about to visit the world map for the first time. Click the question mark on the bottom corner for a tutorial. The story flow and exploration will be explained in more detail. Let's see. World map tutorial. The world map lets you advance the story and revisit old areas. Its icon means you cannot visit. Icon combination means you can visit this area but haven't. Doing so will be required to continue the story. The second combination means you visit the area and are free to return. And clicking this will open the save game screen. Cool. Speaking of save games, let's do that right now. Yes. So the only place we can go is Main Street. Let's do it. When I exit my house, I feel a wave of heat overtake me. The sun pierces through the canopy of Valinorth with fierce intensity. Some of the residents use makeshift fans, looking utterly exhausted. Fortaime, however, stands there unaffected with a huge smile on his face.
Wow, I didn't expect you to dress that fancy. I'm a little jealous now. I feel underdressed. You should do my wardrobe next time we go out.
Oh boy.
Hey, are you okay? You look a little shaken up. Are you nervous about the ceremony?
Boy, you don't know the half of it.
Oh, I see. Perhaps we should find Valessa first. It must have been bad if you're acting like this. But hold on. Just remember the basics. Visions are never foolproof. They're always full of errors. It's like looking at a painting. It's up to interpretation. Everyone who looks at it would walk away with something different.
So perhaps the village burning down just meant the village would undergo a great change? Oh great, we're onto this game.
Not that I have visions, I'm just trying to help. Valessa will make sense of everything you saw. I know it. Sometimes visions make mountains out of mud piles.
Like villages burning down?
Whoa, really? Scare me half to death, why don't you? Let's put everything on hold then, and get Valessa. We're supposed to meet her in the town square. But if this is as bad as you say, you better tell me too. Not as a scribe-in-training, but as a friend. Got it?
Let's see. What do we got here? You got it. I'll have to play it by ear. You're asking me to break our sacred traditions? I'm sorry. I have to obey the rules. You're more than a friend to me, Fortaime. I want to see what he says. Let's do it.
Hey, you really need to stop saying weird stuff. You're gonna make me worse in front of everyone else.
Weird stuff. Is that what you kids call it this day and age?
Anyway, we should head to the town square. With this vision business, we'll have a busy day. Don't waste too much time, alright?
I got around the issue of telling him, though. Fortaime has now permanently joined your party. Woo, I got an achievement, too. A comrade joining your party also retroactively unlocks content. For example, you can bring Fortaime to your home and talk to him there. It's a good idea to form a habit of revisiting previous areas. Oh joy. Okay, well, let's try that out. Oh, that's the save button. Your house. Oh, there he is, yeah. Look at him, look at him, look at him wiggling like that. That's cute.
Hey.
How do you like being a scribe-in-training?
It's pretty great, actually. Everything is given to me by Valinorth. Money, food, a house, you name it.
What a set.
I work with Valessa more than you, though. I'm kind of disappointed about that. We tend to roleplay real scenarios. She'll take on your role, and I'll take on hers. Playing a scribe for a scribe. Best possible training. Unfortunately, I doubt I'll ever be a real one.
You never know, boy. Do I get input?
I don't think there's any protocol for that. But I assume Mylus has the final word there. Or whoever the elder is at any given time. Sometimes you just have to go with the flow. But I hope you're not trying to say Valessa is bad. Is there something I'm not seeing here?
No. I was just curious.
Oh, I guess I jumped to conclusions again. I really need to stop doing stuff like that. I hope I was able to help your curiosity, though. We have to obey the rules set in stone by Valinorth. I'm just happy that we all get along with each other. This trio could have been a lot worse, if you ask me.
But wait till I make this a love triangle. Ooh. What do you do in your spare time?
Well, I really love climbing trees. Aside from that, I love reading and cleaning. It's a simple life here, but I have no problem with it. I have a lot of time off, way more than Valessa. Honestly, I think I only do half of what she does. Just means I need to keep myself occupied. If you see me with cuts and bruises, don't freak out. I'm pushing myself to the limits, climbing bigger trees. Before you know it, I'll be on top of the Grand Tree.
And then it's onto the Grand Line. Sounds fun.
Wait, seriously? That sounds awesome! I'll have to choose something easy then. I don't want to throw you right into it. Valinorth needs you, and I won't screw that up. But it might be fun having an apprentice to teach.
A secret apprentice. How long have you been on your training?
About 5 years less than Valessa. After the Triumvirate took over Mazeo, we were scared. So I think it was a worst-case scenario type of thing. Some people say that Mylus' father trained him too. That's why he was able to take over so easily. That means he's like me, but for the position of elder.
And his father's father trained him. And his father's father's fathers trained him. And his father's 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 father trained him. And his father. I think I already know what happened to Mazeo because of the vision, so...
Same. That would be awful. We're definitely like a small family here. I couldn't live without either of you.
Oh, let's bite the big one.
I feel weird, existing as a failsafe. But I'm free to do much more in my spare time. I love this position, and I'm glad to know both of you.
Ever thought of a job on the side?
I don't think I'm really allowed to do that. The training I go through is already mentally exhausting. I need to devote my spare time to blowing off steam. Of course, this is under Mylus' orders. I'm sure I could handle something if I really wanted, but getting in trouble with him really isn't worth it.
I feel you there, boyo. Yeah, what would you do if you could?
To be honest, I just like helping people. So probably cleaning up here and there, keeping tidy. I consider a day successful if I've made someone else smile. Maybe I could be a problem solver or something. People always need some help, so I'd never go bored. It would always involve something new and exciting.
Fortaime, professional problem solver extraordinaire.
Of course, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Mylus says I'm not allowed to do any extra work. Training has to be my most important focus.
I'm actually gonna back out here. There's so many dialogue options.
It's a huge mess, for one. You should see mine. It's flawless. I'm actually tempted to start cleaning.
Well, slow down there, Speed Racer.
But I know I shouldn't do that without permission. Last time I did that, I got into a whole mess of trouble. A story for another time, I guess. Or whenever you ask. I saw a house so dirty I couldn't resist. It turned out to be Mylus' spare study home.
Oops.
Everything was messed up, but with purpose.
That makes sense,
He said it
yeah.
took him months to recover. I messed with his stuff and threw his studies off. I'll never forgive myself for doing that. He said it was unbecoming of me. I had to look up the word, but I guess it's true. As a scribe-in-training, I need to show some class.
Do you like living in Valinorth?
Yeah, it's great here. Sometimes I wish I could leave, but it's dangerous out there. Mazeo is the closest city, and we all know what happened there. Balteus would be way too cold for me, and Dalarinthia would be way too warm. I think we have it perfect right here.
Whoop. What can you tell me about Balteus?
Well, it's really far up north. The Triumvirate is stationed there. I've heard their castle is amazing. But I don't think too many people live there. From what I've read, it's full of their most loyal subjects. So they're honor guard, and prospective generals. I've heard they have a grand library, though. In Valinorth, my reading material is really limited. I'd say a library like that makes up for the cold.
What is Alarinthia?
The tribal lands, to the far east. I know very little about Alarinthia, except that it's hot. You have to be really strong to live in a place like that. And that's who lives there mostly. They take strength very seriously, and hold tournaments. Fighting is a big deal. It determines who holds the throne.
Talk about strong
But
leaders.
there's barely any books on it here. I'm really only educated on Valinorth and Mazeo. Maybe someone else could teach you about Alarinthia.
What can you tell me about Mazeo?
It's the trade hub of Alestia, full of docks and ships. I really hate talking about this, so I'll make it quick. It's been over 20 years since the Triumvirate occupied it. They put a trade ban in effect as soon as they did. It doesn't affect me too much, except for a type of apple. My parents used to treat me with them when I was younger.
Well, that sucks.
Hopefully one day they remove the stupid ban. They say it keeps order on things, but I'm not sure. More laws just means more rules.
Oh, dagnabbit. Not this again.
Anyway, yeah, Mazeo is a really interesting place. Everyone said the force they used to occupy it was justified. Eliminating piracy and bringing the law to Mazeo was necessary.
So they say. Maybe one day we'll get to leave Valinorth.
That would be cool, but I highly doubt it. We have strict orders to remain in Valinorth at all times, and Mylus isn't the type of guy to let anyone break the rules.
Except for when his village burns down.
It's been this way for thousands of years. I don't think we'll get any special treatment. I mean, we can dream, but it won't really go anywhere.
Oh yeah? You're quite the pessimist.
It's called being a realist. I've come to terms with the life we have in Valinorth. It took a while, but I'm sure you'll learn to do the same.
No, because I have dreams. Alright, let's blow this taco stand. To the town square. The town square is a serene and beautiful place like usual. A far cry from how I saw it in last night's vision. I take a deep breath and relax. We are all safe.
Hey, nice to see you again.
What's cracking?
I was starting to worry you might be late. Thankfully, we still have time to spare.
She runs up to me and gives me a tight hug. I glance over at Fortaime, and he appears embarrassed.
Oh my, is this a hint of romance I see? And in public too? People will start to talk.
This guy.
Shut it, Fortaime! Nobody asked you. I was just excited to see the Seer. Remember how special today is?
At least ask before hugging me, but I don't want to be like Rook. She's just enthusiastic.
Hey, I'm happy for you too. I was gonna hug you, I swear.
Sure.
But I guess there's more important matters at hand. Sorry for getting sidetracked. I'm all over the place. Do your thing. I'll be waiting over there by the tank.
So something I noticed about his voice is his kind of has a bit of a reverb or an echo, and Valessa doesn't. So I know it's probably just a matter of where these people recorded their lines, but it's not too distracting. But he runs off to the water tank and rests against it. He's definitely out of earshot, so I can talk to Valessa. We need to meet up with Mylus, so I can hear about my vision.
I swear, Fortaime can be so insufferable. Be glad you don't work with him as much as I do. He keeps things interesting, to say the least.
Be so harsh on the guy.
Hey, I'm just joking around. We're best friends. We're supposed to poke fun. Either way, something about this doesn't add up to me. Fortaime would never willingly walk away from us. He'd only do that if he's not allowed to listen in. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but you had a vision, didn't you?
You don't know the half of it, woman.
Oh, really? I knew something was off. You seemed different. I didn't want to bring it up, but now I know why. Should we go to the Grand Tree then? It might be good to discuss this in private. If I tell the villagers, they won't bother us.
We need to get to Mylus.
Whoa, you're starting to creep me out, Seer. Involving the Elder? That's very serious. But I trust your judgment. I really do. Let's grab Fortaime and head to Mylus' place. If it's actually that bad, you should be there with us. Just promise me one thing. Do your best to keep calm. Some of the villagers are already looking your way. If they see you freaking out, they'll freak out too.
And then we have a freak attack. Valessa has now permanently joined your party. Like before, new content has been unlocked in old areas. But a new feature, Parallel Chronicles, has also been unlocked. A brief tutorial on that will follow after this dialogue window. Parallel Chronicles. The world of Alestia is a living, breathing place. If the story takes place from your perspective, a large cast of characters is always up to something. In the top left of applicable maps, you can view subplots by clicking a character's mini-portrait. You can do these in any order, but it's highly recommended that you do them in the order you see them. Cool. Oh no, I have to see what Sean Chiplock is up to. Oh. No, we want to do them in the order, so let's view Damek. Damek and Ulric gathered in the town square come morning. The road to Valinorth would be long and fraught with danger, but this time, Damek was certain he'd sent the right man.
Are you sure you'll be okay on your own? It's not too late to ask for some escorts.
Yes, Damek, stop asking. I'll be fine. And I'm well aware of the dangers. Bringing more people would just put them in harm's way.
Well, forgive me for caring. I just wanted to make sure you're comfortable. If the attack is imminent, you'll have to rush.
I expect it'll take me under a day. I'll arrive in the dead of night or maybe early morning. Seeking out the Seer will be the first thing I do.
Fantastic, then things will go perfectly. Make sure to give the rest of the town a heads up. You can all evacuate together. You'll blend right in. But remember, you need to stop by Mylus and grab the blade. Otherwise, the Triumvirate will seize it when they attack. If I'm honest, I don't think we stand a chance without it.
I can't believe they're attacking Valinorth. The occupation of Mazeo is still so fresh. Thankfully, they haven't found us yet.
Right under their noses, just as we should be. I'm going to meet with the mayor after this, actually. I'll see about fully claiming those underground tunnels. Whatever they were digging for, they've stopped. I think it would make a fine base of operations. Getting the deed shouldn't be too difficult.
Wait, you mean we'll have a new home? No more sleeping on the hard tavern floor?
Never again. It's time we get established. I have some large shoes to fill as the general. The first step is finding us a fitting home.
Good, I'm glad to hear it. But one last thing before I go. Is it true what I've heard about Mylus?
Absolutely, so please be kind to him. He'll be a valuable ally in the coming days. Best of luck on your vacation, Ulric.
Oh boy.
Trust me, I wish that's what it was. But I'll try retrieving the Seer and the blade as soon as possible. Good luck with the mayor. I think you'll need it. But coming back to a home with an actual battle plan? It's starting to feel like our cause has some real weight to it. I feel bad for doubting you, Damek. You're doing a great job.
Woo! Alright, let's see what this guy's up to. Yes. Sovy entered the chambers of the Triumvirate unprompted. For Halin had extracted the information they desired. They raised their hoods and turned to him, scoffing, a hint of aggression on their quickly concealed faces.
Sovy, what is the meaning of this intrusion?
Halin has finished his interrogation, Masters. I thought it would be wise to relay the results. Unless you are plotting behind our backs.
We would never do such a thing. Information is granted to you as we see fit. If you are left in the dark, it is not permanent.
Okay, these guys are kind of like, when they get upset, it's kind of like Darth Vader when he gets upset. Like, anybody's seen the first Star Wars movie, A New Hope, there's that scene where Vader kind of like loses his temper with finding the plans, and it's like the only time you see him upset in the original trilogy, and you're like, whoa. You know, because he's always like, oh, I'm Darth Vader, and I'm always calm, and I don't lose my temperament. But that one time he does, and you're just like, whoa.
But please, tell us what Halin discovered. We have a feeling our theories are similar.
Are they game theories?
Yes, of course. The Exodus wielder is located in Valinorth. I am ready to launch our attack at a moment's notice.
So, the person who can wield the blade is the Exodus wielder. Huh. Interesting.
Good. Then it is time you hear the rest. Valinorth is just a small part of our larger plan. We see no more reason to withhold this information.
That much was obvious, Masters. Why did you keep it from me for so long? Halin and I are more than loyal enough.
Sovy, This is not a matter of loyalty. We are sure you'll understand when you hear. It would not be wise to doubt our word.
Yes, yes. My apologies. Nobody likes being left in the dark. I will ensure my words sound less doubtful.
And now you're standing all alone, like a rainbow in the dark.
If there is a greater plan at play, I am honored. I find no greater pleasure than serving your cause. So please, tell me what you wish, and it will happen.
We've led you to believe that Valinorth is our goal. However, it is just the beginning of a much larger plan. Today, you will learn the true nature of the spirit realm.
To be continued, darn. Alright, well, should we trek back to my house? And, oh, that's, oh, I suppose I can say, I keep thinking that's the map, because I see paper and I go, ooh. Or I could poke around at things. Water runs down the side of the tanks at a steady rate. For a moment, I'm glad there's so much water in the center of Valinorth. It could somehow redirect the flow. It could easily combat fire, you know, just in case. Oh, hey, there's a book somewhere. I just noticed that. Let's try to find it. There's a book sitting here. It's wet and stained. Most likely water damage due to its proximity to the tank. When I approach it, Fortaime laughs and apologizes to me.
Sorry, I think I dropped that when I was waiting. It's something I picked up from Mylus' house a few days ago. You're free to take it. I have no use for it anymore.
Mysterious Mazeo.
That alliteration.
Triumvirate occupied Mazeo almost 20 years ago. Many people wondered if they did so with an ulterior motive. On the surface, it looked like they wished to rid the region of piracy and those who would break the law. While it worked, many believed that the Triumvirate was slowly becoming tyrannical. There is one very peculiar thing, however. Their general, or mayor, is almost never seen, and the same goes for the honor guard they've placed in Mazeo. Hundreds of soldiers, almost never walking in the light of day. Instead, I've had several reports tell me that they dig in the night, deep underground, as if they're searching for something of importance. Could this be what they wanted Mazeo for? I've branched out of Valinorth and started corresponding with some people of note in Mazeo. It seems that even if it had a positive impact, many are against the idea of a forceful occupation. One city, and then the world. I suspect that the people in opposition will soon form their own army. It seems like they want to take Mazeo away from the Triumvirate and place it back in the hands of the people. A noble cause, I say. Valinorth must never meet Mazeo's fate. The Elder of Valinorth.
Oh, see, I almost thought it was, that dude again, but whatever. Houses near the tank are reserved for the elderly. Let's think about minimizing travel time to our water source. Of course, houses near here are way too humid to be comfortable, but for some reason, they don't complain and happily reside inside.
Try not to waste too much time here, Seer. I'm dressed in layers, and this humidity is gross. Wouldn't want to ruin my outfit before your ceremony.
Don't tell me how to live my life, woman. Alright, let's get this plot on the roll here. Mylus' house. We enter Mylus' house with an aura of purpose. Though they didn't know what I saw, they knew it was important. We see him shuffling papers at his table, oblivious to our existence.
Hey, Mylus. We need to have a word.
He doesn't seem to respond and continues his business. Fortaime seems anxious and taps his foot on the floor. A few moments later, Valessa gives up and interjects.
Mylus, snap out of it. We need to talk about something important.
She slams a fist down on the table, startling Mylus. He jumps back a few feet in fright and then laughs. Whatever he was looking at, it fully engrossed him.
You know what they say about death, right? When we die, we go on to live in the realm of spirits. With that logic, spiritual energy should be infinite.
Well, Boyle, you're not the first one to come up with that. You should see Major Minor. Well, I'm not going to go into that because spoilers.
I'm not really sure how to respond to that. I mean, we've had seers and scribes for thousands of years. I'm pretty sure we'll have them for thousands more to come.
Wouldn't that be beautiful? Sorry for rambling, but we should all have a seat. I'm afraid things aren't going to go as planned.
You and me both, dude. He motions to the back of his house, a carpeted area. With no chairs in sight, it looks like we'd be sitting on the floor. We make our way over there, questioning just what he meant.
I think we were going to say the same thing to you. I mean, the Seer had a vision last night. A big one. Hopefully, we have enough time to get through all of this.
Well, unfortunately, I'm past the point of subtlety. So, in the interest of time, I'll get right to it. The induction ceremony is henceforth cancelled.
Well, that just figures.
What? You can't be serious. You hype us all up and take it away? There better be an explanation for this.
Fortaime is feuding with Hanger and is very upset. I guess Mylus was right. Plans have changed. But the timing along with my vision was odd.
What's going on here, Mylus?
I'm afraid that's a very complicated answer. Let's back things up a few moments. Seer, tell us about the vision you had.
I take a deep breath and we all sit down. That was a moment I told them everything. How Valinorth was destroyed by the Triumvirate. I told them about the blaze, the agony, how the man who led the attack had a mystical blade. Not only did it kill Ulric, but killed me as well. When I finished my story, I met with silence. They look amongst themselves in shock and confusion. That's fine. It was a lot to process at once. Let's... Oh, there we go.
Just as I expected. It was only a matter of time before you saw it. That is, if the spirits truly cared about our protection.
Wait, slow down a minute. How do we know nothing was lost in translation? Remember how abstract visions are known to be?
I can confirm that an attack is imminent. Besides, Valessa, you know visions aren't like that. The spirits have gotten strong enough. That's no longer an issue.
But this can't be true.
Oh, but it is.
It is. And unfortunately, it's just the start. But there are still some important matters at hand. Before I send you off, I'll tell you everything.
Uh-oh. He smiles at each of us before taking a deep breath. I notice large bags under his eyes. Signs of unrest. He must have been living with this secret for a while.
I didn't want to tell you until you needed to know. I'm just lucky that this vision waited until I was ready. The Triumvirate wants to occupy Valinorth, as they did Mazeo. I know what you three lost in Mazeo, and I'm sorry, but what they plan to bring to Valinorth is far, far worse. Punishment for my father's involvement with the rebellion.
Oh, snap. Just like that empty armor seemed to imply, Valinorth did have some relation to the rebellion. And it wasn't just during Mylus' short reign, either.
We're supposed to be nonpartisan.
The MacBook 2018 Pro was $7,000? What? I mean, I'm sorry for that. YouTube notification popped up for a guy I'm following. Awkward. So,
Yeah, that's our whole deal. Why would your father do that to us?
I'll never forgive you, Mylus. Your father is responsible for all of this? He betrayed Valinorth the moment he helped them.
Understandable, but this is not my fault. Surely you know about my father's disappearance. But have you heard the stories of the recent rebel victory?
Rebel victory?
The blade that the Seer mentioned. It was taken from the Triumvirate. Without it, they are weak and vulnerable.
and little do they know it has the top secret plans for the Triumvirate's new battle station warship thing. I don't know.
But it was not an easy feat to accomplish. In their pursuit of the blade, many people died, including the leader of the rebellion itself. The new leader, Damek, sent it here for safekeeping. I hid it in the grand tree where no one would find it. I want you to take it and seek out Damek in Mazeo.
Hey, slow down. This makes sense to you, but it's all a blur to us. Your father was one of the men that died to get this blade?
Indeed he was, Fortaime. The rebel leader's death, my father's disappearance, I'm afraid those are intricately connected.
Uh-oh.
You mean...
Yes, I do. My father didn't work with the rebellion. He created it. The first allegiance in Valinorth's entire history.
Whoa.
He formed an allegiance with insurgents in Mazeo. Together, they grew and created a large army, large enough to steal the Triumvirate's sacred blade.
I don't understand why he'd do that. We're fine on our own. We always have been.
Times are changing and leaving us behind. I'm afraid that Valinorth is a dying culture, Valessa. What I am about to tell you must not leave this room.
What is it?
You know of Salberg, right? How it houses the spirit idol of Valinorth.
Yes, of course. But it's been blocked off for a long time. I've never gone to see a spirit idol in person.
I'm afraid it might remain that way. Seer, on the eve of your birth, it went dark. Valinorth is living on limited spiritual energy.
Say what?
There's no way I believe that, Mylus. Our connection with the spirits is eternal.
I wish that were the case, Fortaime. It pains me to say this, but it's true. You are the last seer we shall ever have.
Avatar, the last spirit bender.
Normally, the spirit idol chooses a child. That child is imparted with a surge of spiritual energy. When they pass away, it does the same to the next generation. But you, Seer, it gave everything to you. Like the spirit realm is making one final push. I don't know why, but I have my theories.
It sounds like the spirits have given up on us. Perhaps we took their gift for granted and abused them. Without that idol and their energy, what will happen to us?
I expect that Valinorth will become like any other nation. We'll take history into our own hands, rather than act on guidance. It's not a bad thing, and I don't think the spirits gave up on us.
Oh.
In fact, I think it's the opposite. They're placing all of their hope on us. The Seer and that blade can save us all.
Back to that blade again? What does that have to do with all of this?
It's not an ordinary blade, as you've been told. In order to harness it, you need remarkable strength. Or, in other words, a vast amount of spiritual energy.
So that means Sovy also has that vast amount of energy as well.
Seer, I think the spirits chose you to wield this blade. To take it, join the rebels in Mazeo, and defeat the Triumvirate. I know this is asking a lot of you, but we always follow their lead. Valinorth may be attacked, but we can rebuild from the ashes. Our true goal here should be the destruction of the Triumvirate. History should be in our hands, not in the hands of unjust gods.
I see. But what do my friends have to say about that? They're doing the dots again.
So that's why your father formed this alliance? To take control of our history in the spirit's absence? And to make sure the Triumvirate doesn't dictate our future?
He wanted to strengthen our bonds with outsiders as well. Without visions, we have to take things as they come. Foresight helped us out, but we won't always have it. What we do have, however, is the potential of the Seer. I think that's why he sacrificed himself to get this blade. He knew that you'd be able to wield it and achieve liberation. Please, take the blade and flee to Mazeo. When the ceremony is supposed to start, I'll tell the people. They're all rounding up, so it'll be easy to evacuate. We might be a bit behind, but we'll meet in Mazeo. There's lots to plan, and little time to plan it. We'll need new homes and blades for any volunteers. As far as I can tell, this is not up for debate. If you think it is, then consider it an order from your elder. Leave as soon as you are able, and we'll meet again soon.
Oof. He stands up and walks away. Moments later, he's back to his usual business. We exchange glances with one another, overwhelmed.
Listen, I'm gonna try and be the voice of reason here. Mylus said a lot of stuff, and it could be true or false. But if an attack is coming, we should go either way. Especially if there's a weapon we can use. I think we should grab it from the Grand Tree first. Again, not siding with anyone here, just using logic.
Yeah, you're right. We do the same thing, even if Mylus didn't tell us to. Find something to defend ourselves with, and leave Valinorth. But he said the spirits gave you all their power? And they cut their influence from Valinorth for good? This changes Alestia's entire history, not just our actions. I can't say I fully understand, but it makes sense. Mylus' father foresaw all this and took action. I feel hatred, but at the same time, I feel hope.
Oh, yeah?
Let's take this one step at a time, Valessa. We'll grab the weapon and make our way out of here. The rest can fall into place as we move on.
Yeah. We nod and stand up as well. With an attack on the way, we had to move. Mylus would take care of evacuating everyone else. If we got that blade first, Sovy couldn't use it.
So, to the Grand Tree then? I'll try to maintain one modicum of sanity. It's not like our lives were just turned around.
I'm sure we'll manage as long as we're together. I'm not giving up on any of you. I promise.
Woohoo.
There's nothing we can't do if we all pitch in. Let's go to the Grand Tree and get that blade.
Alright, oh, books. Books and more side subplots. A book on Salberg grabs my interest.
Valinorth's line of Seers. The Seers of Valinorth have helped guide our nation to a state of constant peace. Everyone in Valinorth lives a simple and happy life under the guidance of the spirit realm. There's only one Seer or Seeress per generation, and their birth is marked by a surge of energy emanating from our spirit idol located in Salberg. There's a rotation of guards who watch the idol when a birth is expected to take place. As there can only be one Seer or Seeress at any given time, and the spans of time without them are very small, we can accurately predict when another shall be given to us. With Valinorth's small population, it is very rare for multiple births to happen on one night. However, that is not the purpose of my writing. I wish to discuss what was observed on the night of the most recent generation. Typically, the spirit idol will have a burst of light and energy before returning to a dim state. However, with the latest birth, there was no dim state. Only darkness remained when the final Seer was given to us. The implications that this has on the future of both Valinorth and Alestia are too large to even fathom. We must simply take each day as it comes, knowing our dependence on the spirits will grow smaller and smaller. Now, we must come to rely on the rest of Alestia, instead of only ourselves. I will seek out potential partners in the future.
I see.
I had no idea that they were hiding such a secret. Valinorth could run out of spiritual energy for good? The cold from Eastcrown could easily kill us off.
Fortaime, don't worry. It could be thousands of years before we run out. Besides, at this point, it's still conjecture.
I examined the table, looking at the scattered pieces of paper. Mylus is deep in his studies, and I'd really hate to bother him. I want to read some as well, so I try grabbing something he's put aside.
On Valinorth's blood leaves. Though it doesn't look like it at first glance, Valinorth is actually settled high atop the mountains of Alestia. Many believe that it is the spiritual energy that keeps our village and its surrounding areas warm. But the reach of this energy is not infinite, and it cannot affect the colder climate seen in Eastcrown. We don't venture into Eastcrown simply because our bodies would not be able to handle it. Either way, that is a separate story, and I wish to touch upon the blood leaves native to Valinorth. At the very top of the Grand Tree, for an unknown reason, the leaves grow a crimson red. We have no explanation for this, though some people believe that these are the tears from the departed, trying to reach our physical realm. A superstition, to say the least. Every few years, a gale of cold wind comes from Eastcrown and assaults the canopy of Valinorth. This causes many of the leaves to wilt and fall off. The wind carries these dead leaves on a journey through Alestia's skies, including the aforementioned blood leaves. The rest of the world sees the falling of the blood leaves as an omen, a portent of bad things to come. The sky being painted red with these leaves may look scary to some, but those who live in Valinorth see it as a natural event. The Elder of Valinorth.
Is that what those leaves are supposed to be from in the title screen? Could those be the Winds of Change?
Eastcrown is a pretty scary place. I've thought about going there, but I'm too scared. Apparently, it's cold enough to kill you in minutes.
The Fall of the Blood Leaves is beautiful, though. I've seen it a couple of times since I was born. Not sure what other purpose Eastcrown serves.
It's got a secret base. Alright, let's see what the Stooges are up to. Time for some parallel chronicles. Damek conversed with Grease, the mayor of Mazio. There was much to be done before the rebellion could settle down, but first on his agenda was procuring the city's underground tunnels. A place to operate in secrecy would be essential to their continued success.
Come on, Grizz, this must be possible. Even their honor guard barely monitors the place. When they do, they're oblivious to our existence. If we don't push them, they won't push back. Although, one final push might be required. Either way, we need that deed as a rightful claim.
Damek, for the last time, it's not so simple. If the Triumvirate knew I was helping you, they'd kill me. I wouldn't be surprised if they damaged Mazeo as well.
Is he wearing a dead sheep? It's kind of macabre, but okay.
Oh, come on, it's not that risky. We'll operate silently. They'll never know.
Everything has a paper trail, Damek. They keep track of every step I take. At the end of the day, I'm still their general. I understand that you want those tunnels, but it would be too risky. They'd find us out. I'm not gambling with my life, understand?
With them, it's a gamble, I'll give you that. But with me, I'll have you know it's a certainty. I don't think you know how much we need those tunnels.
Damek, is that a threat?
Ooh.
Of course not. We're too close for that. Close enough that you won't have to find out. I'm sure we can come to some sort of deal.
Mazeo has rubbed off on you. I'd expect such tactics from pirates, not you. I have to say, you'd need something big to woo me.
Oh my. Damek walks up to the desk and places some papers down. He looked up at Gies with a smile, who returned only shock.
They dig for 20 years and find nothing. I use my forces and we find it in days. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is it.
Damek, I don't believe this. This is what I've been looking for. You must tell me where it is.
A deed might sweeten the deal for me. Besides, you can report this finding to the Triumvirate. They'll be so ecstatic they won't notice anything else.
It is a big deal, and it might sate them. But they'd likely send forces here immediately. You want me to put a target on your new HQ?
Actually, their forces will be preoccupied. I have word that they're undertaking another mission. We'll have plenty of time to occupy and fortify.
I can't believe you found it, Damek. If you want the deed, you must give me exclusive access. Nobody else can touch it. I have my plans, and that's final.
Of course, I'd be more than happy to, but you might have to wait a bit longer. Tapping into it requires some special means. But I promise you won't be waiting much longer. So please, if you would hand over the deed, and once they arrive, it's all yours.
Huh. Alright then. Let's see what Sean Chiplock's up to. Sovy left the chambers of his masters, remaining in shock. The truth of things had been explained and he was surprised. He knew it would take a while before he accepted these revelations.
Such a truth. And to think I never knew. This will change everything about my approach.
Master, you seem unwell. We leave tomorrow, you should get some rest. I know I'm not the one to give orders, but please.
No, it has nothing to do with that. It seems there is more to this attack than we knew. The Triumvirate just finished explaining our true objective.
Our true objective? Sovy, what is the meaning of this?
I don't think I'm able to tell you, Halin. They trusted me alone with this information. Perhaps you can visit them on your own time.
Typical. Teasing me with information and pulling rank. I want to prove myself, Sovy. I want to be at your side.
Trust me, that would be wonderful. But this is different. It changes everything. It would be better to hear it directly from them.
All right, all right. I have to say, you seem quite distressed. I'll go talk to them, but take my advice and rest.
I'm afraid there's no time for that, Halin. I'm going to speak with the prisoner. He's coming too.
Shane is coming with us? Sovy, that doesn't make any sense.
It seems a run-in with the rebels is likely. To that end, I've come up with a fitting punishment. When you're done with our masters, meet me back here.
Oh.
Yes, of course. I'm ready to take action at a moment's notice. And now, something tells me we will be.
Alright, well, let's,
Hey,
I have to talk to all these people, too.
hey. You mean everything that Mylus told us? I'm freaking out. I can hardly believe it. But the spirits would never lie to us, right?
Or would they?
I can't believe the Triumvirate is our enemy. I know they had their reasons with Mazeo, but there's no reason to attack Valinorth. Not at all.
I mean, even without the Blade of Exodus, it could be a power grab on spiritual energy, and people can converse with them.
Then why don't they ask for it? There's no need to attack us like this. Makes me wonder if there's more to Mazeo. They said they took it over to fight piracy. But I think they're acting in their own interest. Burning down our village? They don't care about Alestia.
Maybe it's important.
I'd have a hard time believing that. They don't want the blade. They want us dead. Stealing is easy. That's not what they're doing here. All I can think about is the realm of spirits. It's been getting stronger, but maybe it's too strong? Maybe they've started to see it as a threat.
That makes sense. So do I have to go through all of these, or...?
There's something I never thought I'd hear. Thousands of Seers, and they never left Valinorth. I guess we're meant to play bigger roles than we thought. But to answer your question, no, I'm not ready. Unfortunately, my opinion doesn't count for much. I'll have to come to terms with this as we move on.
I felt the same way.
Really? You seem so calm and collected. Either way, it's good to know I'm not alone. If you're ever having trouble, just talk to me. I'll decide when I see it. You and Mylus made it seem really incredible. But at the end of the day, it's just a sword.
It's only a
I
model.
doubt it'll be the turning point of this battle. Of course, I wouldn't mind being proven wrong. What else can you tell me about it? So, it still works as a standard weapon. But I'm curious about the other functions it has. We'd never do this for a run-of-the-mill sword. Wait, that's really confusing. It looks like a blade, but serves another purpose? Tell me more. I'd like to know what makes it special.
Oh, you're not gonna like this.
So, the more he killed, the more he had to serve him? And Ulric's life powered a bunch of armored suits? That means their army could always outnumber Alestia.
It's like a zombie army, except not as
I'm starting to
zombie-ish.
see why it might be a threat. But we won't be stealing life like that, right? We should keep it from them and limit their numbers.
No, that's the dark side.
I was starting to worry. Without that blade, their army's finite. They can't hide behind numbers like before.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't have to click through every single option. I just have to go through each little thing at least once.
Hey,
What do you think?
it's a little overwhelming, to be honest. I know I acted all cool, but I'm not really sure. I'm used to a simple life. Now that's all gone.
Hey, you and me both,
as far
buddy.
as I know, Valinorth is the last spiritual nation. If we lose our connection, what's going to happen? Will Alestia just be completely devoid of spirits? And not only that, but the Triumvirate being evil? As far as I know, they've always been benevolent. I know what we lost in Mazeo, but I've moved on.
Or have you?
Anyway, I can process all of that later. I'm more worried about what's going to happen to us. Not Valinorth or Alestia. Just you, me, and Valessa. Yeah, but not as good as us. Alestia would be better if the spirits were everywhere. Valinorth is perfect, and we were truly lucky to live here. But I guess those days are coming to an end. Without spiritual energy, we'll succumb to the cold. The winds from Eastcrown will take over Valinorth. I hope there's something we can do. Maybe after this, we should come back home. If we could just get that idol to shine again. Thanks. That means a lot to me. But I wouldn't want to come off as whiny. Right now, we need to combine our strengths.
He's right,
The
you know.
pity party seems appealing, but it'd be a waste. We can't afford to throw away the sacrifice of Mylus' father.
What do you know about the Triumvirate?
Nothing anymore, I'm afraid. Seems their goals have changed to conquest. With Mazeo, it made sense. But not with us. I thought they were our gods. Our protectors. I'm starting to doubt that they even cared. I mean, was this their goal all along? All 4 nations, under their thumb. If they just asked first, we could have cut a deal. But straight to violence? I don't get it.
Yeah, it would have been
Yeah,
nice to finish it
and part of
peacefully.
me wishes we still could. I mean, the attack hasn't happened yet. But I know that's a stupid wish to have. You don't beg for your life against those odds. They're coming with everything they've got. And from what you said, their power is incredible. Yeah, definitely. We're a team for a reason. There's nothing we can't handle.
Teamwork and friendship.
I'm ready whenever you are. Let's grab that blade and head to Mazeo. Whatever you need, I'll be by your side.
Awesome. Okay, so I just have to, like, at least talk to them. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm missing out on, like, extra stuff. But I don't want to be belaying these things too long. Let's go to the Great Tree. The Grand Tree towers above everything else in Valinorth, and because of Valinorth's altitude, it towers above the world. We take slow steps across the makeshift bridge, holding onto the sides. Valessa stops in her tracks, taking in the surroundings. A hint of confusion appears on her face as she breaks the silence. Stopping as well, Fortaime and I listen to her words.
Alright, we really need to talk. Seer, what are your thoughts on all this? You've been totally silent since we left Mylus.
Hey, Valessa, no prying. Let him open up when he wants to.
I'm just curious, that's all. It's not like Mylus treated us to afternoon tea.
Yeah.
Everything is different. Besides, venting can help.
I feel invigorated.
You've always had purpose, actually. But I think I understand what you mean. You aren't just another seer. You're special.
World changing. She turns her back around and we continue walking. I try to admire the scenery, but that attempt is short-lived. Fortaime, who had taken the lead, also stops in his tracks.
Actually, on the subject of venting, there's something I need to get off my chest. Or, I guess, there's something I need to ask you to.
Uh-oh.
Sure. What is it?
I know we don't like talking about this, and sometimes we pretend it never even happened. But we can't anymore. We're going to Mazeo. So I think now we need to face the facts. That's the last place our parents were... I mean, they were there when it happened.
Casualties of the occupation.
I figured
now we
as
have
much.
the chance to fight back against the Triumvirate. They were directly responsible for what happened there. Are we doing this for Alestia? Or for ourselves?
You mean revenge? Fortaime, I don't know how to answer that. All of our parents... That was so long ago.
I don't know if that makes me a bad person or not. But we can't just fight because Mylus told us to. We each need a purpose, even if they're different.
I guess I want Alestia's freedom. Is that not reason enough to fight?
Oh, but it is.
That's a goal, Valessa, not a purpose. Let me ask the Seer, why do you fight? What weight will you carry with that blade?
I fight for my friends. I had to, I'm sorry. Oh, hey, there you go.
Good. Tap into that drive whenever you can. Don't let any swing of your blade lack purpose. A fight without purpose is a fight you'll never win.
Oh, yeah?
I have more to say though, so hold on. Our parents went to Mazeo together, as a group of friends. Now, we're doing the same. And trust me, I'm worried.
Yeah, but it'll be different. This time we have a magical blade capable of wrecking Armageddon.
They got caught up in a fight, and we will too. But I don't want to die. I want to save Alestia. So promise me, we'll stay together, right until the end. There we go! That's the spirit! With that attitude, we'll never lose. Now let's get that blade and head to Mazeo.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm about ready to get off this bridge. Not exactly the best place for a heart-to-heart. Though, honestly, I'm glad you opened up. And actually, I think I found my purpose. I want to fight to protect my closest friends. So, about that promise, I'll be here, right until the end.
I nod, and they smile at one another. A few moments later, we continue our trek to the Grand Tree. This time, we reach our goal with no interruptions. As soon as we enter, we all spread out. Perhaps covering more ground will help us find it easier. However, much to our surprise, it's out in the open.
Wait, that's it?
It's wrapped up in a sack in front of the great Grand Tree's altar. The general shape and size was easily discernible to me. It was the instrument of my death and Valinorth's destruction.
There's a letter attached to it. Let's see what it says.
Wait, hold on. I don't think we're supposed to touch it. We should probably leave this one to the Seer.
I'm sure it's fine as long as it's covered up. Very well. Feel free to do the honors.
Time to roll up my sleeves. They both look at me, leaving me little choice in the matter. It's not like they have any choice in this either. However, taking still steps to the altar, I look down at the letter.
Well, what does it say?
I kneel down and pull the letter, breaking off some adhesive. It's from Mylus, and it gives us a bit more information. None of us have really left Valinorth, so guidance is helpful.
Instructions from Mylus. Thank you for following my directions. It's good to know we'll be able to work with each other on this grand endeavor. Hidden inside this package here is the blade we talked about earlier, otherwise known as the Blade of Exodus. I'm not sure why it's been given such a name, but it was the Triumvirate's choice. As soon as you take it, please ensure that it never leaves your sight. A guide, Zamira, will be waiting for you on Main Street. He'll guide you to Peregrino, where you'll meet up with Pro, a trusted ally and longtime rebel. From there, Pro will guide you to Mazeo. Pro might seem a bit incompetent at first, but he's simply been following my orders. Having him come here and get you, as Damek originally planned, was much too risky. Instead, I told him to pass time in the tavern until you bring the blade to him. I had Zamira meet him in the dead of night in Valinorth's outskirts to retrieve the blade and bring it to where you are now. This way, no villagers were aware, and there was no chance of complications arising. I'm sure Damek will understand this delay. One final thing. I authorize you with access to Solberg, now that you know its secret. Feel free to stop there on your journey.
Oh, I have to click. I put the letter in my pocket and look at Fortaime and Valessa. It seems that our next objective was clear, much better than before. If Mylus simply threw us into the wild, we'd get lost immediately.
The Blade of Exodus. That's a bit of a weird name, isn't it? Do you think that's the person who made it?
Or maybe it's a title for whoever wields it. You know, something like Seer or Seerus. What about it? Should we call you Exodus?
I like the sound of that.
Don't tell me you're considering it. Come on, we need to blend in, not stand out. Might as well put a huge label on yourself.
Alright. Forget I suggested it. Let's get out of here before we waste too much time. We're supposed to meet someone named Zamira, right?
Yo.
I know them. They typically guard the town gate. No better person to carry out a secret mission in the night. I'm glad we'll have a guide. I was starting to worry we'd get lost.
Yeah. None of us have ever left Valinorth before. I'm sure it'll be great. We can even check out Solberg. Grab the blade, Seer. The villagers would never question you.
Or would they? As a seer, they wouldn't care what I carried, but I can understand if they saw an outsider with this blade. Valessa's plan of using Zamira was definitely the best course of action. As I ventured the Museo, however, some people might stare, but we're in a group, so I doubt they'd try anything. I pity the person who picked a fight with the blade of Exodus. I carefully unwrap the package. The sight of the weapon causes me to tense up. I can almost feel the pain of last night's vision. Valessa and Fortaime look down, seeing it for the first time. I exchange glances with them before my eyes return to the blade. I grip it for the first time, and that's when everything changes. With a blinding flash of white light, I fall back. Landing on the floor, I'm unable to see or move. It isn't much longer until I can't breathe either. I hear Valessa and Fortaime call out to me, but as my senses are robbed, their shouts slowly fade. A series of visions play out before me, and I can do little but watch.
You mean this was all just a trap? No, I don't believe it. I'm not giving up.
To think all of that was stored in this. After we tell the people, everything will change.
We will aid you in this fight, but you are no longer a rebellion. Today, you become something much more.
The voices, man.
Wait! Think about what you are doing. Without us, there is no freedom.
Don't worry, nothing personal. Just playing with the hand I've been dealt.
The shadowed man approaches me with a dagger in his hand. I can't fight back, I can just watch as he sinks it into my gut. Soon after, I am paralyzed on the ground. I can hear him laughing. Whoa, that was pretty trippy. I grasp for air as I grip the spot where he stabbed me. Valessa and Fortaime let out huge sighs of relief. In my other hand, I hold the blade of Exodus tightly. I throw it across the room as I slowly regain my breath. They help me rise to a sitting position. The concern on their face is clear. Thankfully, I'm able to relax before they decide to question me.
What happened?
I saw things.
Wait, how is that possible? The spirits are the ones who give visions. Could it have something to do with your energy?
Valessa, it doesn't matter. For now, we just need to make sure he's safe.
Wait, so... I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Klace is, like, willingly doing Star Wars here, but anybody see The Force Awakens? What did Rey get when she touched the blade? Touched Luke's lightsaber. Then again, that was visions past, present, future. So this one was kind of like all future visions, it seemed like, but yeah, still.
Oh, right, sorry. Will you be okay? Can you move?
Yo.
Good.
I can.
I'm glad to hear. Mylus left a change of clothes for you. It was tucked underneath the blade, see?
She points to the package that held the blade. Resting there, a set of battle-ready clothing. A holster or scabbard is built into the bag.
Maybe Mylus knew that touching it was risky. If you wear this outfit, you can sheath the blade. It might be best to conceal it and minimize contact.
Wait, then why didn't he tell us that? Seems like a stupid thing to leave out.
I guess you have a point. Oh, well, I'm glad that things are fine. You should go get changed here.
She tilts her head to an alcove in the back of the grand tree. I guess it would prove sufficient privacy, so I grab the clothes. They turn their backs to me as an extra gesture of consideration. It looks like a mixture of Valessa and Fortaime's outfit. Made of flexible material, it's clearly ready for a fight. The scabbard is just adjustable. I could position it for my dominant hand. What should I do? Right-handed access. I tilt to the right for easy access with my right hand. Not that I expect it to be touching the blade all too often. With the rest of the outfit is on, I walk back out in the open.
Whoa! That looks really good on you. A lot more fitting than that fancy suit.
That's everything we need then? I mean, aside from the blade?
We all looked to where I threw it earlier. Before we left, I'd have to touch it again. I can sense the anxiety within my friends.
Look, whatever happens, we're here for you. I doubt it'll be as bad as last time, and you're fine.
I could have worded that a bit better, but there was truth to it. It was such a shock last time because I didn't expect it at all. But as the Seer of Valinorth, I was meant to wield this blade. I slowly walk towards it, kneeling down when I get there. Whatever happened this time, I wouldn't let it control me. As I grab it, I remind myself that I am one with the spirits. The white light overtakes me again, but that's all. I can still move, breathe, and sense my surroundings. Deep within me, I feel a connection, defying explanation. It's beautiful, and I'd like to stay this way forever. Unfortunately, the feeling turns soon into something more. In a matter of seconds, the source of beauty is one of fright. I quickly sheath the blade to prevent any damage. Whoever that was, doing it for too long would hurt me. It seems using the weapon would require some practice.
Well, that looked fine to me. You didn't end up on the floor, at least.
That was a piece of cake.
Now that's what I like to hear. Good to know it was just a first-time thing. Hopefully Damek can give us more information.
I'm curious to learn more about it. Like, where it came from and who made it. Hopefully we figure that out along the way.
Hopefully.
So, should we get going? Or is there anything else we need to do?
We're supposed to meet Zamira on Main Street, but we should save that until we're ready to leave. One last look around Valinorth couldn't hurt.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier. Wouldn't want to leave anything behind.
A new feature, Party Banter, has been unlocked. Following this text box, a brief tutorial will display. Previous areas of Valinorth have been updated. Party Banter. While you can talk to your party members, they can also talk amongst themselves. Icons in the top right of certain areas will indicate which combination is looking to talk, and whether or not you viewed that scene before. Click one of the character icons to view the Party Banter scene. You can now leave Valinorth via the world map. Clicking the icon near exit will meet up with Zamira. The icon leading to Main Street will function as normal. Party Banter.
Wow, it's so beautiful inside the Grand Tree. Too bad they rarely let the scribe-in-training come here. I wish I had more time to spend in Valinorth.
Actually, that's not a scribe-in-training rule. It was more like a Fortaime rule. No offense.
Oh, snap.
What's that supposed to mean?
You're not exactly a quiet person. This is a sacred place, and silence is essential.
Why didn't you tell me? I would have been quiet, I promise. Just like when I go to the library.
Hey, I don't make up the rules, but honestly, I wish I would have fought it. I didn't realize our time here would be so limited. I thought we'd be here until we were old and gray. But to think that Valinorth would just be a small face? You're not the only one who has regrets, Fortaime.
At least you were allowed inside. I was kept out because of my big mouth. Well, I guess I'm the only one to blame. I'll try to watch my mouth from now on.
Aww.
I give you 10 minutes, tops.
Hey!
Alright, now let's see what this dude's up to. View Parallel Chronicles, Shane 1. Shane proceeded around his prison cell, filling the walls, looking for any structural weakness, anything he could use. He had been in here for far too long, and the isolation was messing with him.
Come on, Shane, there's gotta be something. We were supposed to break out of here ages ago. This mission is a bust. Damek must be worried sick.
He kicked on the hard wall of the cell and found nothing. He had been here ever since Damek assumed control of the rebellion. His objective was to get caught on purpose and scan their castle, but his intel would do little good if this was his final resting place.
Come on, you need to do this. Nobody else has come through here and lived. You're gonna be the first, Shane. I know it.
A voice sounds from the doors of the prison. Sovy enters, laughing at what he just witnessed.
Ooh, looks like you're taking this worse than I thought. I need to talk with you, Shane, so come close.
And what makes you think I'll listen?
My big fist.
We haven't yet broken out the torture. But trust me, you're walking a fine line.
Whatever, just make it quick. I hate the sound of your voice. That, and I was enjoying my time alone.
You really don't care whether you live or die. Good. I like that in a potential soldier of mine.
Wait, what?
Name your weapon proficiencies.
You're the one who caught me, Sovy. You should know full well what weapons I use.
I said proficiencies. Remember how easily I took you down?
Fine. I'm good with a bow. I can play with daggers too, but not as well. Just give me some arrows and point to a target.
Shane felt a sense of hope rise within him. If Sovy tried to recruit him, he could gain more intel. It wouldn't be hard to miss his shots on purpose. Unfortunately, his hopes were immediately destroyed.
Good. I'll have no problem finding you a bow. We're leaving on a mission, so follow me. You'll be seeing your allies sooner than you thought. Wait, are you smiling? Shane, I don't think you know what's happening. Taking you with me? This is your punishment.
Huh?
Yes. I'll line up a few of your allies. Then you'll show me how well you handle a bow. If you don't obey, I'll make you suffer.
Oof.
And if you do obey, well, your friends will think you've defected. They'll give up all hope of rescuing you. Then I can keep you here as long as I like. I know you may not fear death, Shane, which is why I'll give you something far worse. Now, come with me. There's much to discuss. And remember what will happen if you disobey. It's time to realize that you belong to me.
Well, that sounds like a scary thing. And on that note, once again, Mr. Chantriplock gets the... actually, no, because Sovy didn't get the last word last time. Fortaime did. But anyways, I think I've ran this about as long as I should. We're looking at an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop high-octane action here. More exposition, yes, but I have a feeling things are going to pick up, and I'm actually quite sucked in. As you can probably have seen, there are a few periods where I just didn't say anything. I'm really just sucked in to this. I like what's going on, and I'll have to visit other places on my own, see if I can go back and get more interactions and see all the dialogue. But anyways, that's all I have going on for you guys this time around. Remember, this game is currently in early access on Steam. I will have a link down in the description below, and definitely check that out. Definitely also check out Klace's earlier game, Major Minor. I have a kind of playthrough of that on my channel as well. I'll link that. I'll warn you, at first I started off hating it and making fun of it, but then it grew on me and I saw some of the cool stuff Klace was doing with it. So there's also that, if you're wondering, like some of the references that are being made to Major Minor. And also, hey, don't forget, rate, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you hate it. Let me know what your thoughts are. And if you do enjoy the content, don't forget, we also have the ever lovely Patreon and Ko-fi going on, so you can toss us a few dollars and keep this operation running. With some luck, the battle station will be fully operational. I am Russell Joestar, and I'll see you guys in the next chapter. Take care, everybody. Cheerio.